So, you want to eat an orange, but citrus inflames your gums. Well, I could prescribe something for that, but it'll be an extra $15.99. Hey guys, I'm at TutsByKai. I'm Kai. Today we're back once again taking a look at how to create like this intro kind of thing where the letters come in separately and they're all independent. And we've done this in the past, but it's been so long, I reckon it's time for an updated version. So let's get started real quick. I'm going to go ahead and click and drag over top of our entire canvas, except for our camera. We're going to grab our default cube and our lamp, hit delete on the keyboard, and now we can go ahead and select our camera by clicking it. Hit Alt-G and Alt-R to clear the location and rotation of the camera. Then on your keyboard, hit R, then X. And on your numpad, hit 9 and 0 to make a 90, and hit Enter, which means we've now rotated it on the X-axis by 90 degrees. So, hit 0. Actually, wait, first of all, hit G and then hit Y to move the camera backwards, and then hit 0 to go into the camera's view. Now, if we hit Shift A, we can add in a text object, and hit R, then X, and then once again on your numpad, hit 90, and then hit Enter. There you go. So now, if we hit Tab to go into edit mode, we can edit this text, and we can change it to say something. But the thing is, we're going to do this letter by letter. But we need to make sure all the letters are completely set the way we want them first, so we don't have to duplicate all these settings over to the other layers, so we can just do it right now and get it out the way. So I'm going to go ahead and type in a word. I'm going to type in the word text. So hit T. I'm going to make it a capital T. Make it a capital T. There you go. Nice. Cool. Now in the text tab, we'll go ahead and go over here. Open up font. And then we'll set this little folder icon. And we'll open up the font that we want to use. We'll use this one right here. This one. That was a very awkward, long pause. I was looking for the font. I thought it was right in front of my eyes, but I could not read for some reason. We're gonna choose this one right here. It's one of my favorite fonts. It's a super basic font. Where'd it just go? There it is, right here somewhere. But yeah, it's a super basic font right there. I really like it. It's really good, really fun font. We're gonna use that one right there. So hit Tab to go back out of edit mode. Now we can go down to the X and Y offset. Change the Y offset until it's about in the center of the text, which this is probably going to be about 2.5. 2.5 is usually where it lands for me. And now we can change the horizontal alignment under paragraph from left to center. And now the T is directly in the center of the origin. There you go. So now with that done, we can go ahead and either we can leave this flat or we can create some 3D aspects to it by opening up geometry. I was going to say Jumanji. And then changing the extrude value up like this, but I don't really want to do that for today, so we'll just go ahead and leave it all the way down. I want this to be flat graphic, so we'll close geometry, hit 0 to go back into the camera's view. And now we can go ahead and set up this animation a little bit. So let's go ahead and actually do one more thing before we get that started. I want to go ahead and hit Shift A, and we're going to insert, actually we'll do that later. We'll go ahead and change the start frame to 0, and then we'll go to the 0 frame. Now with this done, I want to hit I and change this and change this location. So what I want to do is we'll go to like frame maybe 10, hit I, location, and then we'll go back to frame 0, and then hit G, and then Z to move it down the Z axis like this, and then hit I, location. Now if we play this, you can see it kind of whips up there. I want to change something else though. I want to make this 60 frames per second. So in this little tab right here that says I believe it says the scene tab, right? Pause. This is the output properties tab. Yeah, we'll go ahead and change the frame rate from 24 to 60 like that. Now if we play this again, you can see that it'll move up like that. Boom. Now I want it to smooth in a little bit so we'll go ahead and go on frame 40, hit I, location, and then on frame 10 we'll hit GZ and move it down just a little tiny bit so it has some places to go. So hit I, location once again, and now we play, as you can see, it kind of slides up like that, which is very, very cool. So now we need to do the other letters, obviously, because it just says T for now. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create an empty, so we have the ability to move this how I want to. So we'll go to frame 60, which is back where it's in the center, instead of like being down here somewhere. We'll go somewhere where it's like in the right place. Hit Shift A, and we'll search for an empty plane axis. Now you can see if we hit S to scale this down, it's much easier to work with, obviously. So let's go ahead and hold down Shift, select the text, and then select the parent afterwards. Hit Control P and set parent to object. And now you can see that we can move the empty around by hitting G to move it around, and the animation will still play properly. So we can move the text where we want to, and we don't have to worry about messing up the keyframes for the location for the actual letter itself. Now, with that done, go ahead and make sure it's back in the center there. I'm going to hit Shift D, duplicate both the axis, the empty and the letter. Hit G X, sorry, to move it on the X axis. And then with the letter selected, we'll hit Tab to go back into edit mode, delete, and then hit E. So we now have the letter E. Go ahead and move that over like that. Now, with that done, you can see that when we move this, it now moves properly. So we can do that with the rest of the letters as well. So we'll hit Shift D, G, X to move it over, and then hit Tab with the letter selected, and then change this to X like that. There you go. Hit Shift D one more time, then GX, move it over, and then we'll do the final T, as you probably guessed. Now, the longer your word is, the more you're going to have to do, obviously. So yes, that's why we're doing text for today's tutorial, because it's super simple. But now, if we play this, you can see that now all the letters move independently, and we can move all the letters together. You move all of them over without having to mess up the keyframes that we've already set up, which is very cool. So that is something that is very nice. But the thing I want to do is I want to offset these animations. So let's go ahead and on the E letter, let's grab all these keyframes by dragging a box over top of all of them and hit G to move them back to 10 frames, back 10 frames. So we'll put the first frame, which is on 0, on 10 right now. There you go. And then on X, we'll move the first frame to 20. And then the T, we'll move the first frame to 30. So now you can see when we play this, you can see that it does like this, which it comes up individually, which is super, super cool stuff. So that is basically how you make independent text letters, and the empty that is like connecting all of this together is really the part that's helping us out a lot, because we can move these around literally wherever you want to, and the animation will still play without having to move anything, which is just super handy, which is why I want to do the tutorial again, because I've come up with this like strategy, and I really, really enjoy it. So yes, hope you ladies and gentlemen enjoyed it as much as I did. I will see you in the next one, but until then, bye-bye.